Hi, this is Dr. Franklin Allaire with the University of Houston downtown, and today we are reading Pheasant and Kingfisher by Berndt. I'm a big fan of folklore, and I'm especially a big fan of folklore that is written for children. I think the stories are incredibly fascinating. It's a great window into some different cultures, an opportunity for students to express their creativity and to learn about maybe their own culture and, of course, some other cultures. Um, but also, and this is a great example of it, I think that in a lot of books that are folklore written for children, the illustrations in the books are just absolutely incredible. So, for instance, Pheasant and Kingfisher, this is an Aboriginal folk tale, and so the illustrations are done in a style that is traditionally Aboriginal. Um, and so they're just exceptionally beautiful and creative pieces that by themselves are really, I think, works of art. And we're going to look at several different books, again, folk tales written for children throughout the semester. And again, one of the things that I will be focusing on every time is the illustrations, because I do think that they're just absolutely exceptional. So just like our other books that we're reading this semester, what I want you to do as I'm reading is, of course, first of all, I'd love it if you read along with me. And then if afterwards is to think about, and actually during the story, to think about what potential science lessons can be pulled from this particular book. And your goal is to come up with at least 3 potential ideas for science lessons, one of which connects to physical science, one which connects to life science, and one which connects to earth and space science. So again, today we're reading Pheasant and Kingfisher by Berndt, and here we go. Long, long ago, 2 men came from afar in the northwest, from the other side of Bathurst and Melville Islands. One was called Book, the pheasant. The other was Berndt, the kingfisher. Both of them carried fire sticks, and as they came along, they set fire to the dry grass. Each night they made camp, and each morning they started off again. They walked on and on, with their palm leaf baskets of fresh water to drink when the country was dry. It was a long way to travel, but at last they came to the place they wanted, where bamboo spears grew beside the stream. They heard the bamboo stems whistling together, and the mosquitoes were thick down by the water, so they camped a little way off on higher ground. They stayed there for a long time. One day they would go hunting and bring back plenty of food, and the next day they would just stay in their camp. Often they would sing and dance together, and they were busy cutting bamboo spears with sharp points and carving spears with strong wooden blades. At last they had a visitor, a man called Nad Jalambao. I left a lot of men back that way, he told them. They are coming to kill you. This place belongs to them, and you should have asked them first before you cut all those bamboos. What are you going to do? They talked together for a while, and the 2 men gave him food and meat before he went home. Then Book and Berndt began to get ready. They were both clever men and had plenty of power, and they knew just what to do. Book painted himself all over with dark red clay and a little bit of white. Berndt painted himself yellow. They made their spears straight and sharp, and then sat there waiting. Soon, as they watched, they saw a crowd of armed men coming up to them. They stood up and began to throw their spears, but spears were flying all over the camp. There were so many men, all throwing spears, that Book and Berndt couldn't dodge them. They grew weak and short of breath. "Let's get away now," they said to each other. It was time for them to use their power. Feathers were starting to come out all over their bodies, and their arms were turning into wings. Book put bamboo spears and his spear thrower at his back, and they grew into a wide fan-shaped tail. Berndt made his tail from a burning fire stick. Their enemies were trying hard to spear them, but now it was too late. The two men flew away from them, high into the sky. They did not talk like men anymore. Book. Book was a pheasant now. Berndt. His friend was a kingfisher. As they flew, their enemies on the ground below them turned into stone. You can see them there today, but the two men turned into birds, and they still fly about, calling out their names. So this was Pheasant and Kingfisher, and your mission is to come up with 3 ideas for potential science lessons that connect directly with this book. And again, one of them needs to be physical science related, so that's physics or chemistry. One needs to be life science related, and one needs to be earth and space science related. So thank you very much, and I will see you again next time.